kind of noticed something a little bit different when we were sending Michaela to camp at Lake Tobias, and we went to pick her up. She was really tired, kind of cranky.
Oh yeah, like I didn't even want to go to the camp. Like I got there and I was like complete crab. Like,
yeah. So we couldn't figure out. We thought, well, good, you could stay at camp then. So we went to pick her up after camp, and she was still the same way. He came back into the room, and I saw on his face that it was not the great news, because I wanted to hear. And he goes, "We're gonna have to do a blood test," and that raised a lot of red flags for me. And so Michaela had her blood drawn, and he came back into the room and gave us the bad news that she was type 1 diabetic. She was admitted into the hospital right away. I had to get a hold of Robin and to inform him that she was being taken to the hospital, and basically they were going to teach us how to inject insulin and tell us all about type 1. That was kind of scary that first week. I don't think we even slept.
Yeah.
Because it was, something out of the ordinary, and just we had to change our routine completely. We were very fortunate to have Dr. Sundel as her pediatrician also. She was being referred by Dr. Van Looy after Michaela was diagnosed. So we wanted to make sure that she was getting the best care that she got then. At first it's such a shock, and that's what I would say. It's a shock. You're mad, you're angry, you're sad, and then everything kind of falls after that. Then it's like, okay, the learning, the testing, the everything that comes involved in it. And I think there's just so many stages it goes through, and then it gets better.
I always say, like, it could be worse. Like, I could, like, I don't know, like, there's, like, way harsher, like, things that could happen to me. So it's, like, and, like, I can live with this. Like, I can live as long as, like, the person who doesn't have diabetes. So, like, as long as, like, you take care of yourself, you'll be good to go.
Right. Your life can be changed in one day, So I think it was a wake-up call for a lot of people, to know that things do happen, and they happen for a reason. And I always told Michaela, I said, God had one plan for you. Yep. And that was to make sure that you are able to handle this, and that this will come into play later in life.
I'm actually, like, looking to be a diabetes educator maybe when I'm older. I like helping people. Like, at camp, I said I love that, like, teaching, like, the little kids, like, that they're not alone with it, and, like, just, like, new things with it.
We've gotten all the tools from her diabetes specialist to, okay, if this happens, this scenario, this is what you do. Yep. So all those things that we've learned, is through them. I think it helps just to have the right tools, the right education, a lot of support, a lot of pat on the backs, maybe a lot of arguments, but that kind of comes par for the course, I think.
Yeah, there's, like, every, like, diabetic or, like, people who have just, like, a disease even, like, there's going to be, like, those little ups and downs. Like, I can remember, like, sneaking food a lot when I was little, or just, like, not testing. Like, I hated it. They were just, like, not giving insulin, but then it's, like, you'll have, like, that moment, like, where you realize, like, hey, I need to do this to, like, survive, and, like, you'll become, like, you'll feel better, because, like, you feel so crummy when you don't, like, take care of yourself. So then you'll realize that, like, once you, like, keep going with it, then you'll feel a lot better, and you'll get a lot more accomplished. Like, that's one of the main things you need, is, like, a big support group, which is, like, comes from, like, she said, my class, or, like, my friends, my family, the doctors. Yeah.
We're indebted to all of them.
Yeah, they've been such a great support team. Yeah. Like, I can't imagine where I would be without them. It'd be
I know. I think of, like, other people, like, they've been diagnosed with type 1, or they've got a niece or granddaughter or grandson, and I just like, go to Altru. I said, because if you get Dr. Sundel and Danica, or Marilyn at the time, or Arlene, I said, you'll just have the best care.
We've become so close. Like, it's incredible. Like, I just had a doctor's appointment with her, or, like, a week ago.
Yep.
And, like, we were just saying, like, it's been 10 years, and it's, like, gone by
Can't
so
believe it.
quick.
Thanks to Dr. Van Loy.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him.
Yeah,
know?
like I like just even like the consequences like later on the road, like
Right.
to find it later, and like how icky I would have felt for like even a few more months or a few more years, like it would have been.
So I was so glad he listened to me that day. So we're really indebted to him probably the most. You know, that he was the one that caught it, and he was the one that referred us to everybody, and we were so thankful.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't for us, and, you know, and the educators and nutritionists and the doctors. Michaela wouldn't be where she's at today.